Whether you just ranked up from, say, Gold 2 to Gold 3, or you're about to face off against the best team in North America, trash talking is part of Rocket League. Yes, it can easily slide into toxicity, but if you're mature about it, I think it's just part of being competitive and playing a competitive game. Rocket League has always lent itself well to trash talking, in ways that other games just don't. I think it's because Rocket League really comes down to individual skill. It's the reason more basketball players trash talk each other than, say, professional Settlers of Catan players. Can you even really trash talk in Settlers?
And the 2 points for largest army and 2 points for longest road.
Wow. Then finally,
that was surprising, and we have a winner.
In this video, I'm going to go over the times when Rocket League pros decided it was time to speak their mind. Now, I'm not going to give my input on any of these moments or situations, or I'm going to try not to. That's really not the point of this video. I just figured it would be a fun video for those of you who've missed some of these awesome moments. Most of these are lighthearted, some of them are actually more serious, but in my opinion, it's all just fun. Also, if you really like this kind of stuff, go follow Drama Alert on Twitter, and they've got a Discord as well. It's just a really good way to keep up with the very best in the Rocket League community. Alright, let's get into my picks for the 10 best Rocket League roasts. Number 10, Remkoe vs Jacob. The first 2 LAN tournaments for NRG were pretty rough, though they'd won the regional championships in both seasons 1 and 2. They had one of the worst showings out of any of the teams both of those seasons, so it was pretty clear that Northern Gaming was really confident going into this match. Here's what Remkoe had to say about NRG before the match started.
Now, next up, you guys are gonna have NRG, which are like the kings of NA. How do you feel going into that matchup?
Well, NRG is pretty good at losing the first round in LAN tournaments, but no, they've been doing very well in NA. They have, they're clearly the best team in NA right now. So I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess.
I love Jacob's response after they beat Northern Gaming, and I really just love that he's incapable of being mean. Like, I think he's just the nicest person ever.
I want to start things off with talking about the spicy comment from Remkoe yesterday, saying you guys were pretty good at losing in the first game, first round. What would you like to say back to that? Do you have a response at all?
Thank you, Remkoe. Thank you.
Gave you guys a little motivation? Felt good? All right, man. So
Number 9, Kronovi vs Jacob. In Rocket League's earliest days, there was an ongoing rivalry between Cosmic Aftershock, which would later become IBP, and then later become G2, and their rivalry was with Kings of Urban, which would later become NRG. And really that rivalry still lives on. These are the 2 dynasties of North America. In Season 1, the 2 teams faced off against each other in the first online finals, and here's how the interview went before the match.
Jacob, are you a little bit nervous?
I'm not too nervous, honestly. After seeing Kronovi's own goal last week, it should be easy.
Hey, you do my job for me. Crow, he's already talking trash, man. What do you got to say?
I mean, if I can get away with own goaling it, and we can still win, what does that say? I plan on own goaling it every single game and still getting a 4-0.
Jacob, what are you doing with the cash if you win?
My cash? I'm probably buying more foam fingers.
I think I'm gonna buy foam fingers too, honestly.
I'm sure Crow has some foam fingers, but we can't show which one he has. Crow!
I love how painful it is when these players try to trash talk. Like, it ends up just being awkward, and honestly wonderful. Number 8, Sebadam roasting his own team. You know those moments where you have some sort of joke planned and you just know it's gonna be hilarious. Like, you're just waiting for the right time to do it, but when you do, people will forever remember you as the funniest Rocket League player in the community. Yeah.
Sebadam, how does it feel being in Rocket League Championship Series Season 2?
It feels amazing, actually. But recently, last week actually, I've been having some back pain, unfortunately. Let me just show you what's inside this backpack real quick.
Great.
Here we go.
This is why we do this. Thank you, Sebadam.
Yeah, so, no problem. So I've got Jesse in here, and I also have FLuuMP in here. You know, let me just tell you why I have this back pain issue. So since the last RLCS, I've been carrying my teammates really, really hard. And, you know, I've been having too much back pain, and I just had to buy this backpack because it just makes it a bit easier for me. And, yeah, due to this backpack, I'm going to win today and every week now.
That is amazing and very appropriate, because if you're going to summit a mountain, you kind of need a backpack for all your supplies and stuff.
Number 7, OSM vs Killerican. Okay, now we've moved a little bit more into the serious roasts. A few months back, OSM and Killerican had an ongoing rivalry, sort of a feud. I'm hoping I can get the entire story right, as last time I talked about this, I ended up messing it up. Killerican and OSM played versus each other on Johnnyboi stream, and at the time, OSM was one of the highest ranked 1v1 players in the world, and this was really his debut on stream, and Killerican did end up beating him in that match. OSM felt as though the main reason why he lost was because of the bad ping, since the entire show match took place on East servers. So OSM called out Killerican on his stream, and Killerican stream sniped him in a few ranked games right after he said that, and OSM did actually end up winning. So the final grudge match took place on Johnnyboi's stream, and right away OSM came out with 2 demo goals. Once the game was tied up, both players just started spamming at each other in the chat. I guess this isn't totally roasting, it's really just being annoying.
OSM has left the ball in favor of boost. That's dangerous, and this is why. And Killerican drops the whoops in the chat. Look at the quick chat. Everybody's spamming close one and whoops to try and tilt each other. I love it. He might have secured this one. And there's the double close one. Question mark from Killerican. What a save from OSM. The beef is real. Killerican with a close one. Quadruple whoops from OSM. I gotta say, OSM is not just ahead in game, but also in the quick chat spam.
Killerican did end up beating OSM in this series. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the best 1v1 series I've ever seen, so I definitely recommend it. Number 6, the Squishy diss track. And I could also include the Johnnyboi diss track as well. I was going to do the time Squishy tweeted about how they should have won their series 3-0 against Evil Geniuses, and maybe even the time Mike Rules tweeted about how Squishy's attempts at being inspirational in his tweets just don't do anything for him. But I've tried to keep this kind of outside of Twitter, since there's really no way I could cover all of the Twitter roasting that goes on. And honestly, it's hard not to appreciate the time and effort that goes into these diss tracks.
You over Nico, the metrical evil, I bring out the demon cause you are so feeble, and that is the reason that I am the
Number 5, the Turbo G2 diss. Turbo loves to trash talk, and again, mainly he does this on Twitter, and you know it's all in fun. I don't think that Turbo's ever actually being serious when he roasts other players, but if he is being serious, he definitely has the right to. Like, Turbo's an unstoppable force at this point. But again, I don't think he's actually being serious.
Team is amazing. Coming into this event, a lot of people feel like you have just an all-star lineup, a great crew, and were you feeling good and confident coming into this matchup against G2? Because G2 is riding off of a high from that, victory over Chiefs.
Yeah, I feel really, really good coming to this game. We've been practicing really hard, we've been doing well in scrims, and G2 is nothing without J-Naps, and he wasn't doing really well right now.
Ooh, spicy. How are you think this team's gonna do moving forward here? Do you think that this is gonna be that second championship win for you?
I hope so. I'm definitely gonna smash Ghosts, that's for sure.
All right, okay, you know what? It's getting a little hot over here.
Number 4, the NeatMike Greezy Meister feud. I don't know how serious NeatMike was being when he said this. I think something definitely happened between F2 and Greezy at RLCS, but here's the original clip.
Except for f***ing not even memes, guy's a cuck.
I would say,
straight up,
say probably the most insecure.
No, people think we're joking.
No,
no, that's for real.
They know when I'm joking, and I'm not.
No, guys.
It's funny. It's funny when like F2 wants to with a guy. Like we can do it. We can pull some.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody was.
Boy.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
have fun, dude. When Rocket League dies and you're living on the streets, buddy.
Oh my God.
That's it.
I don't give a.
Number 3, Chrome and Sizz. Again, I honestly know nothing about the context of this, but here's Chrome and Sizz just roasting each other on Squishy's stream. I definitely think Chrome ends up winning this one.
It's a expression.
Some weird shit.
You wouldn't know that. You're fucking 5 years old. No, you don't know me better than I know myself.
5-year-old, but he won 2 lands already. You're like 80 years old, you haven't been to 1 yet.
Sizz, are you serious?
Oh, that's Chrome, dude, with a basketball sign head.
Sizz, you really look like Sly Cooper. Shut the fuck up. You look like a fucking chia pet. Don't talk to me. Chia.
Number 2, Johnnyboi and Moses. Johnnyboi held a regional 1v1 tournament with Bad Panda, and Moses was supposed to step in as a sub for Squishy Muffins. Moses had to go pick up his friend from his house, and he said that he thought he'd be able to make it back in time. Throughout the matches leading up to when Moses was supposed to play, Johnnyboi just kind of kept hinting at the fact that Moses hadn't really gotten back to him, and then he ended up telling Johnnyboi that he had to stop to get food, which spawned some great memes. I know people were really mad at Johnnyboi's reaction to the whole situation. I don't know, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I thought it was really entertaining. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to interject my opinion. A lot of the funny stuff isn't available anymore, but here's what we do have.
You bet Moses forgot? No, surely not. He literally told me that he was just gonna go pick up his roommate, and that was an hour and 31 minutes ago. So I'll have to wait and see how he does with his return journey. Apparently Moses' roommate lives in Mordor, and Moses has just gone across Middle Earth to pick him up real quick, as you do. We had to actually bypass one of the matches because Moses has been away from keyboard for so long. But if Moses still isn't back in 5 minutes, Timmy's gonna play. So appreciate Timmy for being a bro. People in my chat are telling me to delete cucks. Delete cucks from my friends list because I just unfriended Moses for no showing here because that's super unprofessional. What a throw by Sathu, holy cow. But yeah, if I don't think that I'm ever gonna need to work with someone again, then I'll just unfriend them. There's no point. The one thing that I really think a lot of young, not just Rocket League people, but a lot of young people that I know, when they want to, you know, if let's say they've soft committed or even hard committed to something and then their plans change and they want to, you know, take themselves out of that equation, always communicate that. Don't just assume that, you know, circumstances have changed. This goes for pretty much any relationship, from, you know, business relationship, work relationship, friends, like girlfriend, boyfriend, anything. Any relationship in life, communicate. If you think some circumstances changed and it somehow changes your responsibilities, ask. It makes it so much easier if you ask.
Alright guys, I've saved my favorite roast, and honestly one of my favorite moments in RLCS history for last. Marky roasting the Flying Dutchman. I know I talked about this in my video on the biggest blowouts in Rocket League history. Here it is once again if you haven't seen it already.
You also have the Flying Dutchman that you're going to be facing off against as well. Thoughts in regards to that match, because they have been on a tear lately.
I mean, I don't think we've ever lost to the Flying Dutchman, so it's true. I don't think we have ever lost to the Flying Dutchman, so I think we're very confident. They're probably like, you know, crapping themselves because they're like, oh no, you know.
Keep going.
I'm sure. I reckon the Flying Dutchman would have been pretty happy with fourth, so like they're not gonna be, you know.
You were just so mean. My goodness. You know what? That's why we love you.
Alright, there you have it, the 10 best roasts from Rocket League players. I'm sure I missed some since I honestly don't really keep up with a lot of this stuff. Oh, and I did want to say this. If you haven't already, make sure to get your tickets to the RLCS Live World Championship, which will be held at